On today's show,
The Warriors continue to unravel. Joel Embiid is back in the mix. And JVG says the Lakers should consider trading LeBron.
Jason Kidd joins us to talk coaching, the growth of Giannis, and spilled drinks.
And Cody Zeller picks a pocket in a brand new edition of Weekend Whoopsies.
It's Monday, March 11th. The starter starts! Wow!
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to The Starters, presented by Jack Daniels, Old Number 7 and Tennessee Honey. I'm J.E. Skeets, alongside me as always, Tass Mellis. We got the Aussie Lee Ellis, and over yonder, that's the bearded one, that's Trey Kirby.
Hey-o!
Hey, yo! Trey, what's up?
Well, I'm here at the internet looking for your best tweets at hashtag the starters. And guys, yesterday we saw one of the all-time great thrunks in NBA history when the Heat's Derrick Jones Jr. went into airplane mode, way up, way back, still somehow throws it in. Unbelievable! In slow motion. Can't believe he jumped that high. Can't believe he threw a ball down that hard. Can't believe he threw it from that far away. It got the people talking. Is this the greatest thrunk ever? So we put that question to our Twitter followers at The Starters. Was Derrick Jones Jr.'s thrunk the greatest thrunk in thrunk history? We're talking in-game thrunks only here. Sorry to Dwight Howard, but we're talking about in-game thrunks like Keon Clark on Sean Bradley, perhaps the tallest thrunk, or Kenyon Martin, the rare two-handed thrunk. Of course, Blake Griffin turned Timofey Mozgov into a verb. James Johnson went with the flying knee thrunk, and early this season, Jaylen Brown went through Joel Embiid for a very strange thrunk. There are some candidates out there, but we need you to hit up our Twitter page at The Starters. Get your votes in now on whether or not Derrick Jones Jr. had the greatest thrunk of all time. Gonna be a close one. Get your votes in. We'll check the results later.
All right, get your votes in. On tonight's show, NBA Hall of Famer Jason Kidd is going to stop by the studio to play a little Lock It In. We got a brand new batch of Weekend Whoopsies. We got a very solid play, but we start with Is This News? Trey has rounded up some recent NBA headlines. He's going to pitch them to us like he's Corey Kluber, and we'll determine whether or not they're actually newsworthy. Trey.
All right, first up, I got three heaters for you from last night's Warriors game. First, from NBC Sports, Kevin Durant suffers a right ankle injury, leads Warriors lost the Suns. Then, from Bleacher Report, Klay Thompson criticizes Warriors fans for lack of energy after loss to Suns. And finally, from the New York Post, Steve Kerr reaches his Draymond Green boiling point. He's bleeping tired. Is any of this news?
Well, I like how we're starting with the Draymond Green news because that's not news whatsoever. Draymond Green is making people angry. Water is wet. That's what happens with the Golden State Warriors. And actually, I think it's good news. I think him angering people within the team is normal for them. I'd rather that than anyone being indifferent among the team because he is their spirit. He is their livelihood. I think it'd be far worse if there was sort of indifference towards Draymond Green or if Draymond Green was indifferent and not talking. Like Steph Curry said after the game. He said, this situation we have is better than last year. They're still number one in the West, which they weren't last year, and they lost 13 of 20 going into the postseason last year. This year, the situation is far better, and because they have the number one seed, yeah, they lost against the Suns, but who cares? On Friday night, they slammed the Nuggets, who are the 2 seeds, so they look like when they need to win, they can win. I think it looks far better than last year.
There ain't no shame in losing to the Phoenix Suns right now, too. I mean, they're beating everyone. They're on a roll for them. But yeah, you look back even to that Friday game. That's when they play up to their capability, they can crush teams. They romp the Nuggets, the team that's right behind them in the Western Conference.
But why couldn't they then do that against the Suns, who were on a back-to-back?
They did it for
Suns are beating everybody now.
They did it for chunks at a time in the game, and then they take their foot off the pedal. And I mean, the problem with the Warriors is like we're just hoping, we're searching for anything right here. Be it a tweaked ankle, be it a coach getting upset with a player, be it Klay criticizing the fans. We're looking for anything to try and convince ourselves. Oh, there's a little crack within this Warriors dynasty, and everything's gonna fall apart.
Maybe if they get down to the 2 seed, they'll have something to play for. Yeah. But at times, they're up double digits in this game.
Yeah.
And
the Klay thing, though, you mentioned there, I really don't think that's news at all because teams always talk about how they need their fans to get into the games. And the fans in Oakland have been so spoiled over these last 5 years that I think they do get a little bit like, our team always pulls out the victory, but they didn't do it last night. And Klay was just like, we're all a little bit tired from how much basketball we've played, but we need the fans into it. I don't think he was taking a shot at the fans. I just think everyone in the team and the building and the fans, everyone was feeling a little bit a bit down last night, so they needed a spark.
I thought they were pretty pumped when Clay threw down that dunk. Everybody was pumped in the first and into the second quarter. Maybe they got chilled up, but when Clay did this,
that's beautiful.
everybody's pumped. Raise that roof.
Yeah, and they're expecting
what is
more of
going
it.
on here? Everybody is jacked.
I mean, Clay started that game on fire too, but then he couldn't hit a shot. So it was sort of, maybe that's also a little bit reflective of his performance like that.
What would it take at this point in the season for you to not pick the Warriors to go and win another NBA title?
An
It would have
injury.
to be a major injury
Yeah.
to one of their key players, probably, right?
That's all, yeah.
To a Curry, Clay, a Durant, or maybe even a Draymond Green.
And,
it.
and a couple of the guys have noted we want the 1 seed.
Yeah.
And they still have that.
Yeah.
They didn't have that last year going into the
Yeah.
postseason. The Nuggets have slipped a little bit, some games here and there. They could still grab that 2 seed or that 1 seed. It's not out of their reach.
Trey, our next one.
All right, our next headline is from Slam. I'm back! Well, not me. Joel Embiid dominates Indiana with 33 points and 12 rebounds. Is this news?
Yeah, I think this is news. I mean, the Sixers are playing for playoff positioning right now. They're trying to go up, and they did. They're up now into the 3rd seed. And Brett Brown said it after the game. Joel Embiid is just a difference maker. I think we forget at times, and he'd been out for a little while, right?
Yeah.
8-game absence. It was over the All-Star break, so it felt like even longer than that. It was like a 24, 25-day absence. So we hadn't seen him in a while. But then he gets out there, and in limited minutes, puts up 33 points, grabs a bunch of boards, gets a bunch of guys in foul trouble on a very good defensive-minded Pacers team. And you're like, oh, yeah, this guy's all NBA. This guy's one of the best players in the league. So, yeah, this is news. This is good timing for the Sixers to try and get some cohesion going between all their big guys, and as you lead up to the playoffs. That's great news for Sixers
I
fans.
thought he moved really well. That's what I was interested to see, because it was a knee injury that kind of took a little bit longer to heal than they were expecting at the start. But I thought you saw him cross up. I think it was Miles Turner there late in the game. And a couple of other times when he got the ball, he was pivoting. He was really showing that he'd been working on his conditioning before he got back into game shape. And I think that's really what's important here for Philadelphia, because it's no good him coming back and then maybe he re-injures it, he misses a couple more games. He looked ready to go. And now also that win against Indiana puts them in that tiebreaker scenario, so that if they get into the same wins and loss column, Philadelphia will be slightly ahead of them come playoff time.
Yeah, because they took 3 of the 4 games.
4 games, yeah.
Look, it's a smart move to hold him out because it was back, his knee was bothering him. He didn't look right. That being said, I'm a little bit worried about their cohesion. Their starting 5, because Tobias Harris was traded there, hasn't played a lot together. They played 83 minutes together.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler's not playing tomorrow against the Cleveland Cavaliers. 15 games left in the season. That's just not a lot of time for a team that has some expectations. They sat him out for the future, understandably so, this season, and for the future, as Joel Embiid said. But near future, these guys haven't played much at all.
They haven't
together.
played much, but they played well
Yeah.
in those limited minutes that that big 5 has sort of been out there.
And this
together.
was a close game against the Pacers. The Pacers were up double digits in
Yeah.
the 3rd quarter. They could have won this game, but they just had a real stanky 3rd quarter.
I'm getting very excited for the possibility of a 3-6 matchup between what could be the Sixers in the 3rd seed and the Pistons in the 6th seed. The Pistons, I mean, they played the Bulls twice this weekend. They got 2 wins, but they're on a 5-game win streak. They're looking, this is the best basketball they played all year. They have a huge game against the Nets tonight, who are a half game back. Those games start deciding whether you're going to have that 6th seed or not. But that would be a fun series, I think. With the way the Pistons are playing, especially Blake, going against Joel Embiid and the Sixers big, sign me up for that.
That's what I mean. Social media-wise, Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond, that'd be a great series.
Exactly.
Dwayne Casey wants the Raps. So
Yeah, he
get him
does.
down to the 7th seed.
All right, final one, Trey.
Our final headline is from For the Win. It reads, ESPN's Jeff Van Gundy suggests the Lakers should scrap their plans and trade LeBron James.
You crazy,
This
Jeff
Oh, my
BG.
goodness.
Come on, he's being a little bonkers.
Yeah.
What would you get for LeBron James?
You'd get a ton back.
Yeah, but not equal to LeBron James. You've
Well,
got one of the best
yeah.
players, if not the best player, signed for 3 seasons.
I mean,
It's
they're not
nuts.
going to
He-
do it.
They're not going to do it, but why
But-
would he even bring it up? He's talking about trading it for the potential of getting KD or Kawhi, just for cap space. Come on.
I know they're not going to do it because it's LeBron, and Magic wouldn't want to get him in for 1 season and then trade him. But the idea behind it is not that bad. The Lakers, things haven't worked out this season. Next year, LeBron's going to be a little bit older. His value slowly declines.
So you're saying, because you think you're upgrading, so to speak, with a Durant or a Kawhi.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee. You're not trading him for KD or
but
Kawhi.
if
You're
you
trading
get-
him for cap space. And people haven't come to LA recently.
Right,
Paul
but if-
George didn't come.
Yeah, but if
they
you,
got
can, if
LeBron.
you can get some picks as well in return, like it's not the craziest idea. It just won't happen because it's LeBron. But I think behind Jeff Van Gundy's idea is like, maybe that is the right approach for the Lakers, because if they don't attract other free agents, next season they're not going to be significantly better than they are this season.
Yeah, but it just comes down to, do you think LeBron's the actual problem with the Lakers? Some people do. Some people will suddenly say, well, no one wants to go play with LeBron, so he must be the problem. You have to move on. I don't buy that. I think it's your roster construction, which is flawed to begin with here, and who you surrounded LeBron with. You rolled the dice on thinking, oh, we'll just have a lot more playmakers, and we'll go away with what worked in Cleveland with a bunch of shooters and some defensive guys. They tried it. It didn't work. And now they'll get another chance of it in 2019 here because a lot of those guys were on one-year deals. But LeBron, it's so silly. You're right. LeBron ain't going to be traded, so why are we even talking about that? Not news. That's why we have this segment.
It would be huge news if they did trade him.
If it did happen. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, are you kidding me? NBA Hall of Famer Jason Kidd is with us live in studio. There he is. Jay Kidd joins us live on set next. Don't go anywhere.
The Starters is presented by Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 and Tennessee Honey.
It's a game night Monday on NBA TV tonight. We got the Hornets and Rockets, followed by the Celtics and Clippers. Looks like a good one. And joining us now, we're happy to welcome in NBA Hall of Famer, Olympic and NBA champion, Jason Kidd. Jason, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks a lot for having me, guys.
We really appreciate it. We got lots we want to ask you, so we thought we were going to play a little Lock It In.
I'm in.
So this is how it works. It's very, very simple. We're going to give you a statement.
Okay.
If you agree with it, you press that big red button.
All right.
You lock it in. If you don't agree with it, you disagree, we talk it out, move on to the next one.
Sounds good.
Simple as that. First one, this is great. Your Nets teammate, former Nets teammate Vince Carter, he's in his 21st season. And just last week, he sort of alluded to the idea that he's going to play another one, maybe two more, who knows. The question is, do you lock this in? Vince Carter is going to play forever. Yeah. That's what it's starting to feel like. And you played a long time. I mean, is this amazing?
It's amazing. And I hope he does play for forever.
Right.
I think we need someone to beat Father Time.
He's got a chance.
Father Time is so far undefeated. But yeah, Vince is putting up a heck of a fight here.
He's doing it. It's incredible. At this age, he just loves the game of basketball. He loves to play, and what he's doing for the Hawks is incredible, and I hope he keeps doing it.
And again, you can speak from some experience because you were playing until you were 39 years old. Like just how difficult that is, I assume, on your body more than anything, right?
I played too long.
You played too really?
Yeah, too many ice baths, too many,
Yeah.
It's the Advil and just, whatever it takes to get ready for the game at 39, 40, 41, when you see what Vince is doing, it just takes too long. And so I knew it was time to hang it up. But I think Vince just wakes up ready to dunk.
Yeah, he's still got the hops at his age.
All right, for this next one, we got to hear a song, Jay Kidd.
Oh.
Hold on.
So, are you going to lock this in? Jason Kidd's the best NBA rapper.
No, we're going to trash this.
Oh, come on, it's smooth.
It's a good beat.
The beat is good, but the person with the voice on it is awful.
How did this come about? Do you remember?
Accidentally.
Yeah.
I was talking to it. A good friend of mine, Gary Payton and B. Shaw, they were doing it, and they asked would I participate. And being that those are my two older brothers, I knew I couldn't say no, so they talked me into it. And
The rest is history.
The rest is bad history.
It's not that bad. It is
No,
smooth.
we were listening to it in the office today. It's smooth.
It is smooth. All right, next one here. You started coaching the Nets immediately after you got done playing.
Yes.
You coached with Milwaukee for about 3.5 seasons. Do you lock this in? Jason Kidd is going to coach again.
Yes.
That's going to happen.
Yes.
Okay, you're confident about that. You want to continue to do that.
I want to coach. I love to coach. I thought the two places that Brooklyn and Milwaukee were great experiences that I can take on to the next job and hopefully do a better job.
Let's go back to your playing career. 2011, you win the championship. So are you going to lock this in? The Mavs should have stayed together, shouldn't have been broken up.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy one.
Yes. I thought Cuban gave us a chance to validate it and try to go after it again. But unfortunately, the lockout and money comes a part of the business, and we couldn't do it. But we were happy that we got the one.
You got that one, that's for sure.
We had you on the show. We had to ask you this. Do you lock it in? Tyshawn Taylor is very clumsy. Okay, so for those maybe young guys out there that don't know, we're talking about the infamous spilled drink
Yes.
incident, the Sodagate from 2013, I guess it was.
No timeouts. And
Yep.
I should have asked. He didn't go to acting class at Kansas, so
Yeah.
I needed a better co-actor with me.
Yeah, sure.
But
That's
I thought
a
I
pretty
did a good.
veteran coach move,
I thought
though,
I
isn't
did a good job with no timeouts, trying to figure out
Yeah.
a play. And that, if I recall, Paul had a good look.
He did. He did. It just rimmed out. That's
Yes.
exactly right.
And so I don't know if it was worth $75,000
Yeah,
fine,
it's an
but,
expensive pop.
but I thought it showed my guys that I'm in it to try to win, whatever it takes to win. And unfortunately, it cost me.
Did
some.
you pick that up, like this sort of move from Del Harris, or was it from someone else?
No, Dell did do it, and
Yeah.
there's been a couple coaches who have done it before. I did it. Somehow they got away with it.
Right, right.
But it's just at the time I had no timeouts. I had to figure out how
Right.
to slow the game down to get my guys in position to
have a chance.
to get a chance.
Yeah.
And understand we needed a win, and Paul came up with a great look, and unfortunately didn't go in. But from that point, I think the guys understood that, look, he's going to do whatever it takes to
Right.
win. He's not in uniform, but he's our coach. And he spilled the Coke to try to figure out to get the guys
I
in
love that
position.
clip.
You mentioned your other coaching experience with the Bucks. Let's talk about a guy you helped develop, in Giannis Antetokounmpo. Are you going to lock this in? Giannis, yeah, he's the MVP.
No, I'm just like.
He's the MVP. You going to lock that in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with Giannis's growth from where he started, it's just a great story for young athletes that are coming into the league or who are in high school, college. That it just doesn't happen in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time, and what he's done in a short amount of time, he understands. But it starts with working, and he works extremely hard. And I'm happy for all the success that he's had.
He's been in the weight room. I can't. I just, when I see those photos of him, like rail thin,
Looking like me.
Tayshaun Princeton, and now he's bulked up. But that's a big part of his game, right? Just throwing guys off of him as well.
Well, I think it took time because last year or the year before, he would take the hit and kind of fall. Now he can deliver the blow and not fall and finish. And so, again, age, work that he's done is now that he can take the contact and they can't, make him fall down or push him out. He can deliver the blow and finish. And it's just great because the plan that he put in place where he wanted to get to, he needed help to get there, and he listened. And again,
Seeing the results.
he's in outer space.
Yeah.
Does he remind you of anybody? Is there anybody you can compare him to at all? Or is he too unique?
He's too unique in the sense that it's a couple players that you have to combine. When you talk about, no one talks about his passing, his window, his ability to be unselfish. He's going to get his teammates wide open shots. So he has that magic type. I don't know if there's anyone who can dribble, like take one dribble from half court and be on the rim. And so he's just unique. You come with the unicorns once in a while. You just hopefully as a teammate or as a coach that you can have the opportunity to be around it. And I was very lucky to do that.
Can't thank you enough, Jason, for coming on.
Guys,
really
thanks a lot
appreciate
for
it.
having me. I
And
really
you-
appreciate it.
And we'll be watching tonight on Game Night Monday. Make sure you check that out. We got to take a break. When we come back, though, the hoops and the bloops. We got new weekend whoopsies. Oh, this one's featuring Giannis. This was weird. We'll explain that after the break. Back with the starters, time for some weekend whoopsies. It's the hoops and the bloops. Let's do this.
Some bloops this weekend, including Thonmaker at the line. Oh, got a little mesh,
A tiny bit.
a little nylon.
Same game. Shot clock about to expire. Andre Drummond with the step back. Ah!
Which is the worst miss?
Yeah.
That's tough to choose.
He had to shoot
He
it,
had to
though.
get it up. Yeah, yeah.
Paul George barreling into Steven Adams. Boom! Into his teammate. Didn't get knocked down either. I'm cool.
Just a breakouts. Jazz Grizzlies, Avery Bradley all alone on the fast break. Comes up a little short.
It's a very badly done layup.
Yes. Oh, he was wiping his hands, scratching his head.
The Warriors play a little hot potato. You shoot it. You shoot it. You shoot it.
Fine.
Yeah, I can shoot that. Bang!
Okay, I'll say it.
Good decision.
Just shoot it. Yeah.
Good idea. This one, that's a tough one for Jahlil Okafor. He botches the simple inbounds because he sort of steps on the line. Oh, I mean, ref, I don't know, ref. Let's let that one play out. You know? I feel bad including.
This ref can't start the play because Moondog, the Cavs mascot, is in the way, so Danny Green of the Raps is trying to get him out of the way.
What's he doing down there?
Yeah, maybe that's the whoopsie. The Cavs mascot is in New Orleans.
We've got a lost dog.
What's the reward?
Great Knicks defense here. Some miscommunication between Lance Thomas and Dennis Smith Jr. Whoa, Lance okay. Lance just leaves. Completely
See ya.
leaves, Buddy Hield. Bye. See you, Lance.
That's a great one. This one's better though. Whoopsie of the year nominee here.
Yeah.
Cody Zeller misses a free throw. No one knows it's live, so he steals it from Giannis and scores. Those 2 points count. This would make a great meme if Giannis gets the MVP stolen from him. That could be James Harden.
Wow.
Right there. Cody with 2 points. Crazy.
We are all bud right now. Great defense here from Kyle McQuinn. This is just the Olay defense. I mean, Embiid was getting a lot of the Pacers in foul trouble, so at least Kyle wasn't at the foul there, but Miles is like, oh boy.
It's like we got a laugh track in the studio today. That's actually people laughing today. There's a bat in San Antonio. Again, watch Pat Connaughton. Whoa! This happens.
What's going on with
every
this?
week?
What's going on with this? I think the Coyote, the mascot, this is a planted bat. Because look he's already in costume running out here.
You think he's doing a bat bit?
Yeah.
We need to know the Spurs record on bat nights. They won last night. Ooh. You know, maybe that's it.
They've been really good at home this year, too. Everybody's afraid of bats.
Yeah.
All right, there's weekend whoopsies. When we come back, Lily hits us with that very solid play. Very solid Raptors.
this is
That's what I
fun.
like to see.
Yeah.
What a photo. We asked you, Derek Jones Jr., was this the greatest thrunk of all time? We had the poll going. What are the results, Trey?
Kind of surprising, actually. 60% of people
Whoa.
say yes, it was. I guess they must have forgotten about Lee Ellis in the Starters Dunk Contest 2016, throwing on the child's cape. I know we said no dunk contest, but this isn't officially sanctioned. And look at the distance.
Oh!
Look at this. From nearly as far as Derek Jones' dunk was. Loses the cape and everything, but yeah, I guess Derek Jones was a little better.
That was on a full-size hoop, I will say.
Totally.
Wow, yeah.
All right, tonight's pick'em play. It's Kings at Wizards. I'm the only one taking Sacramento on the road. Everybody else taking the Wizards at home. I need this one. I'm falling behind here this month. All right, Lily, VSP.
Yeah, going down to Miami for a beautiful one here from the Raptors. Look at this ball just fizz around. It's like a ping pong pinball machine. That's what I call something I call. A very solid play.
Ping pong pinball machine, huh?
All right, tomorrow, it's Tuesday. We got a drop podcast for you. We'll get it up as soon as possible. Get your questions in right now. Hashtag the starters. Email us, thestarters@nba.com. All right, Lee, we got some fans.
Yeah, these are regular Starters fan signs contributors, John and Adrian, at the Clippers and Thunder game on Friday night. They're saying they've almost been around as long as we have. 10-year
Wow.
anniversary.
Look at all those signs.
Happy
Fantastic job,
anniversary.
fantastic job. This is Edward at the Oracle on Friday night. Major bucket list item was to get a fan sign on the Starters.
That's a nice
Tick it
one.
off. Tick it
a
off.
nice
Great
sign.
job. And this is Cole, Levi and friends at London Lightning game in Canada.
Wow, that's like the NBLC, I guess.
That's
Big
exactly
Baby
what it
Davis plays in that league.
That's exactly it.
Wow, crazy. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow night. See you with the drop podcast. Brace tonight.